That's good.
Hello. No. Starting preview. We are good now. What is up, YouTube?
Wow. Unexpected encouragement from the live streaming service. Quality good.
Unexpected encouragement.
This is a good stream.
I get it all the time.
Do you?
It looks like we hit Oh, nice. Did we hit 44,000?
I see 43.9 on my screen, but that's just from when I opened.
Let me look on the admin side, the analytical. Nope, 44,000 exactly.
Let's go. What's up?
So right after this, I will record something, and then I will record something else. I'll record.
Dude, you won't do more karate chops that aren't chops.
I'll do some karate punches.
Yes.
Aloha, Sam Martin.
Aloha, Sam.
Ohana.
Hey, Sean.
Ohana means family.
What's up, Skylar from South Florida? I bet it's really nice in South Florida right now.
So let's see if I can try this out. So I've got a camera fixed on Danny and Anthony.
Ah, yes, Jerome. We out here.
Oh, we out here.
That is correct.
And we'll see if we can hear them when they see. Can you hear? Say something. They should be able to hear that.
What up, Sean?
Should be able to hear Danny scream.
You said say something. I couldn't think of anything.
All right, so we'll go back and forth to them if we feel like it. All right, guys, we are getting things set up. I've got my notes. I got my.
We don't feel like it.
Yeah, we don't. We'll
That's not
never
true.
feel like it. We've got our questions. We've got quite a few speak pipe questions. We'll do a few some things for our YouTube before we go with the audio. As you can see, we still have our stack of discs from yesterday's Dynamic Discs update with Jeremy Rusko. If you have not watched that, make sure you go back and watch that. I think I'm going to turn that in audio as well for audio listeners too. So we have the.
We're gonna have bad echo when we go to that camera for sure.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Paige Pierce, 5-time a suspect world championship, ready to go out this Friday. Make sure you pick up one of these at DynamicDisc.com or your favorite retailer. If your retailer's not having one of these in their store, at least one, they are silly because these are money.
Yeah, they're good. Hey, can we try something for a second?
What's wrong now?
Let's us be quiet. You switch to that camera and see if that echo still happens.
Oh, it'll happen. But what I can do is I can do this. Boom. Boom. Now they should only hear
Those guys,
I think. Now they'll hear us in the background because that microphone's still going to pick up
right
on things. I think it's working the way I want it to work.
How about that, guys? Let us know, please.
So yeah, it's there's gonna be kind of a not necessarily an echo, or maybe it is an echo. I don't know. I have to when I tested it, it was fine.
This is a good shot of Anthony. You were just all you can see over the screen is you looking at it like this.
Just the eyes.
Yeah. So then we've got Sean says a lot better. Yeah, Bobby karate punching through a board that says 40. Yes, I'm going to do that. Yes, don't forget to like this video, guys. So we've got the Escape Clown Halloween. We've got the Metallic. What is it? Chameleon Metallic?
That's not Chameleon. That's just metallic Lucid Raider. And these seem strong. Like they have a really tall, firm dome, and I think they're going to be very stable.
The Latitude 64 River with the little death guy.
Chameleon.
What's that called?
Some people call that person the Grim Reaper. That is a scythe or a scythe, depending on what part of the country.
What part of Texas you're from?
No, not Texas.
This one's a West Side Discs King.
It's radioactive, bro.
Or King, depending on what part of the country you're from. And then we have, of course, the Lucid X Team.
Did you say or King? No. That is not like that.
Is that how it always works? I thought that's how it worked.
Man.
So we've got a bunch of these we got Tina Oakley stamp. We got Paige Pierce's stamp. Missy Gannon stamp. AJ Risley stamp.
Is this Peter, man?
Peter, man.
Hey, Peter, man.
Peter stamp. Zach Melton stamp.
Jordan Castro. I just saw him in the chat. Sup?
Chris Clemens stamp.
Zoe Andyke. One of my personal favorites. I really like this one.
Eric Oakley.
D. Kitty. Dustin Keegan.
And this one's Peter. What was the one that you thought was Peter?
Oh, the other one's Paige Bjerkes.
This one's Peter stamp. So anyway, so those off to our YouTubers.
Jordan, I'm still getting used to them, man.
What, your contacts?
Yeah. For the most part, they're pretty good. I feel like I look a lot more tired, but that's just life. Because before I could just mask it with my glasses, and nobody could tell.
All right, we're getting the field recorder going.
You want to stack these back up or no?
Not really. Can you see them? They're
you can definitely see them.
They'll just be like, wow, look at all those pretty discs.
I don't think they will.
No, I like it like this. Look, see, look. Oh, well, they can't really see it, can they? You stack yours the way you want to stack yours, and I'll stack mine the way I want to stack.
Okay, yeah, there'll be order on my side.
Right, there will be disorder on my side.
Oh, dude, Jake and Will says, "What's up, guys? Okay, gotta go by."
Can we get?
Dang.
I have an escape with a match play stamp. Someone says, ask Danny about the ace 30 minutes ago. He already told us about the ace that happened 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you rang it up.
Hole 2
Sick.
at Hammond Park.
Thanks, Sean. Sean says I'm starting to look less weird without glasses. Joke's on you. I've looked like this my whole life. I've just used a disguise. Anyway.
All right, we about ready?
Get new frames without the glass. This is the least helpful suggestion.
Let me see something. We might try something real quick.
That's the ultimate in like vain accessories is glasses without a prescription in them. Yeah, or just without the glass entirely, just so I have the look of glasses. They're. I promise I use them for function.
Don't they have mood glasses? I mean, they have where you can buy them, and it's just like a fashion accessory where it's just.
Well, yeah, those
no
definitely
corrections
exist.
happening.
Do you think I should do that? That would look way better.
And I think you should get those. What are they called? Where they have the real pointy at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but I'm interested.
And then have the chain on the.
Hey, where are our Keep It Real glasses? Here we go. We got it. Got to have these ready for sure. Nice. Thanks, Ace Ron.
All right, we about ready. We about
let's get it.
Viewers, so we're gonna hit with the actual podcast.
By the way, Tanner, how many aces do you have to hit before you can stop retiring the disc? I don't retire ace discs. I just keep throwing them.
Looks like we are picking up some sound. Picking up sound for the podcast. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I have with me Robert Mood Glasses McCall.
I will not wear those.
Oh, no, okay. So right before we start recording.
Is it like a mood ring where it changes it changes colors depending on how you are?
Yeah, it's like they're like sunglasses. You're like, wow, it was yellow. Now everything's blue.
Dang, okay.
So earlier we were talking about with our YouTubers, some people were noticing or commenting on how they are getting used to Robert without glasses because recently Robert has switched over to contacts. And so I'm trying to convince him to get some, like Wes says, some cat eye frames so that he can look nice, stylish.
Yeah. Pointy on the sides.
Just pointy on the side and the little chain holding them up so he can put them down. You know, you can hang them
Those
around
sound
your
like
neck.
Librarian glasses. Is that what they are?
You are the new director of librarianness.
That's right.
Yeah,
the titles just keep on coming.
I know you're in charge of the Dynamic Disc library. We have 2 books.
I was going to say it's not very extensive.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Doesn't require much management.
So we are here for another episode of Disc Golf Answer Man. Yesterday we had our episode of Dynamic Discs update with Jeremy Resco. Please go back and watch that if you would, please, so you can be updated on the new Scout Basket, some new discs, the new bag colors, and information on sailing the seas with Dynamic Discs. And you could see JJ from Radius Brewing Company bring us some really tasty beverages.
Were y'all feeling pretty good at that point?
Yeah.
It seemed like you were a little bit.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Respect. That's just an honest question.
Right, so we had a good time. So we're going to get into the questions. Eric McCabe is on location. Oh, he's available, so we're going to see if we can call Eric, see if I can make this work.
Dang.
This is going to be like 21st century stuff here, guys. Let me pull up my FaceTime. That is right there. This is not a touchscreen, Robert, just to let you know. I know, I'm just teasing, I know.
So help me, Bobby.
All right, we're going to look up Eric McCabe. We're going to give him a call. We're going to see if I can make this work. Everybody, keep your fingers crossed.
Hello?
Eric McCabe?
Yes, this is Eric McCabe.
Hi.
Hello, we were trying to get in touch with Eric McCabe, course designer.
Oh, this is him.
This is him.
Oh, nice.
Nice. All right. Well, we are live on the show, and we wanted to check in with you. You know, you are on location doing some course designing. Tell us where you're at.
I am in a place that is made for lovers.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Are you still designing disc golf courses, or?
It's Virginia. Virginia is made for lovers. That's what their sign is, I think.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Their motto is Virginia's for lovers. Yeah.
Nice.
So somewhere in Virginia, I don't want to give the exact location, but in Virginia. Virginia's not that big of a state, so you could probably narrow it down.
Okay.
You can find him.
Now I saw from your Instagram story, I think it was just post that you had to fly. You actually flew out there?
I did. I flew out here yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was beautiful. I flew United. I usually like to fly Southwest, but I flew United last night, and they had the Monday Night Football game on. It wasn't much of a game, but I got to watch the game, and I got to watch the Star Wars trailer on the flight. It was really cool. It was like the final trailer for the final movie. It was really cool to see.
Oh, for Star Wars, yes.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched it. But
did you like it?
Yes, I was excited and pumped. But then they had one little scene where they showed Kylo Ren and Rey, lightsabering the remains of Darth Vader.
I saw that,
and I was like, "What?"
I saw it, and I saw people commenting saying that they're giving things away, too much away. But who knows what they're giving away? It could be a vision.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You never know. I'm hyped about it though. I'm stoked. It's coming up. It's Christmas. Yeah. I mean, I bought tickets already. Have you?
Oh gosh, no, I have not. But I need to apparently.
Dude, you do. Yeah, get on it.
Are you here in Emporia or like
in Emporia?
Okay.
In Emporia, Kansas. Yep. There's still tickets available.
All right, I'll go check. I'll check.
We need to go rent the other 8 movies for Robert to watch so he can join us.
Yes.
But I don't have to catch up on 8. I need to catch up on like 2, I think.
Oh, okay. So you've watched some of Star Wars?
I watched all of the original 3, and then the 3. Then it went 1, 2, 3 before
prequels,
that.
Yeah.
I've watched all of those too.
To really appreciate it, though, you've got to have a recap.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. So I'll see you guys in a few days.
I've got them all on Blu-ray if you want to borrow
Sick.
them.
Sounds good.
No worries.
So I know you can't tell us where specifically you're at, but have you actually been out to see the area or the land?
I absolutely have. I went out this morning and walked the property. I will say it was an old golf course out here, and it hasn't been a golf course in 5 years. So everything's kind of up and overgrown, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like cut out of the woods. There's still a cart path that kind of goes in through it, and there's 2 sections. There's 2 9-hole courses, basically, and they want disc golf to take over one of the 9s. And I took some photos. I plan to share them through my Instagram page later, and they are just beautiful. I mean, what a perfect time to be in Virginia, to be honest with you, because all the trees are finally starting to turn colors.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It is just, I mean, you've heard of people that travel to this part of the world just during this time just to experience it, just to see it. So it's absolutely beautiful out here, and I'm excited to see what we can do, what the future holds for disc golf out here.
So another ball golf course looking to put disc golf in there. That's happening more often, huh?
It is, and it hasn't been a ball golf course, like I said, for 5 years. Yeah. So it's not. I mean, you can see that it was a ball golf course at one time, but you can definitely see natural fairways, and I mean everything's overgrown, so it's not really a golf course now. But they want to reconfigure the front 9 into an actual disc golf course, and the old back 9 they want to repurpose and turn it into housing and maybe turn it back into a golf course.
Wow,
sweet.
So I think you said you're there till Thursday on another chat that we had. What else do you got planned up there?
I'm just going to stop in at a couple retailers that we have in the area just to kind of check in on them and see how they're doing and make sure that Jamie's taking good care of them. Obviously he is, because he does great at his job. So, and then I also got wind that there's like a really big Bass Pro Shop up here, so I'm probably going to swing in there as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, that's super exciting. I know you're excited out there designing stuff. But I was glad we were able to check in with you to see how things are going. And
me too.
We'll let you get back to it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And we will see you later this week.
All right. See you, Eric.
See you, man.
All right, bye. Bye. Bye.
All right. So there's a report in from Eric McCabe out in Virginia doing some work.
Coming off that phone call, Joseph Zafiro. That's a guess. $10 super chat. What's up? He said, hey guys, I'm a software engineer and traveling to Kansas in a few weeks for work, and I was wondering if there would be any opportunity to meet the Disc Golf Answer Man crew. Big fan and thanks a bunch. Thanks, Joseph. We appreciate that, 10. Let us know what dates you're going to be here, and we will see what we can do for you for sure. At the very least, you can set up a tour of the distribution center if it's on a weekday. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, go to dynamicdisc.com and go to the Visit Emporia section of the website, and you should be able to see if there's any dates where you can do an actual tour and you can come in and see the actual Disc Golf Answer Man studio.
Yeah, he says the week of November 4th. I plan to be here during that week.
Oh, he did?
You have to scroll down a little
bit. He said it again. Oh, he said somewhere else week November 4th. November 4th, I'm not sure what I'm doing.
We'll see. But reach out to us. We'd love to say what's up. And
I know I'm traveling to somewhere for something in November. I can't remember where, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to say.
Oh, well, look at me.
Mr. Travel Guy.
Wow, yeah. You're about to be more mysterious than Eric. Is that how it goes?
Yes, I'm a man of mystery.
I'm no longer a man of mystery. I pretty much just work in the office now.
I can't put... It's not...
Man, what a tragedy that you can't put that hat on over the headphones.
I think I should keep it like this.
Dang.
Like this. I want to take this on the cruise. That's how I'm going to walk around.
Yeah, no, that's a really good look.
I think I get a lot of people that
I think all the ladies would be like, wow, look at that guy. He's definitely the captain. That hat looks real.
Why does he have a pair of headphones on when he's just walking around?
The cord's not even plugged into anything, man. Come on. Anyway.
All right. Anyway, so head over to Instagram and follow Eric McCabe, Eric_McCabe.
What a ridiculous hat.
And it's a cool hat. And,
it's a cool hat. It's just funny.
I know. And follow Eric so you can see his adventures out there doing disc golf course design.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the questions. What do you say, sir? We out here. Guys, as always, go to discgolfanswerman.com, submit your disc golf questions. We'll try to get them on the air. We have quite a few speak pipe, so we're going to filter those in. But first, we're going to go to our Google form, and this one is for Adam from A squared 2. No, you don't say A squared 2. You just say A squared.
A squared. That would be A to the power of 2.
I don't algebra much. That's not algebra. That's algebra. Math. Arithmetic. He says, Adam here from Ann Arbor. That's why it's A squared.
Oh. Yeah.
Got a question on glow rounds. I've got a disc with a special edition stamp that I recently put glow tape on to accent the stamp for an upcoming glow event at our local putt course. Is this legal?
If it's a PDJ event, it is not.
Oh, I haven't tried to alter the flight with tape. Just wanted it to look cool as well, make it easier to find. Seeing as there's going to be lights and music there for Halloween, I'm not too worried about it, but would like to hear your thoughts. That sounds cool.
It sounds like just like a for fun event, and if that's the case, glow tape it up. Do whatever you want. If it's a PDGA sanctioned event, you're not allowed to add anything to the disc like tape or stickers or anything with detectable thickness.
As long as you're doing it for fun.
And not for a sanctioning.
Right.
Yes.
Next one is from Philip. Why is there not a rule on the length of a tee pad or run-up? Why not just have a standard size and that's what you have to stay in?
So we've got courses that have been put in lots of different times.
Yeah.
Right? Some tens of years ago and some yesterday. And they're just not put in by the same company every time, so they don't have a uniform thing. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, the tee pad area, assuming that it's a concrete tee, you have to have both of your supporting points or any supporting points on the tee pad when you throw. So if you want to start by running up, it's kind of up to you.
So there is no set standard of the length or size of a tee pad?
If there's not a concrete tee pad or anything like that, if it's just like a dirt tee pad, then when you determine where the front of the box is, you have 3 meters back from that you call the tee pad.
I wonder what kind of uproar that'd be if all of a sudden there was you had to be 8 feet long or whatever. And
there'd be a lot of places that would have to put in new concrete.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Or take off some concrete. That would suck.
Yeah. Or at least there was a minimum.
Yeah, for sure.
If yours is bigger, you're fine.
For sure. James Conrad would be very mad if we just did 8 feet.
That's true. He'd need like 8 more feet.
Dude, one of my favorite I don't know if y'all follow the fake PDGA on Facebook, but he put out, what's your favorite quote of the season? Fake quotes only. And Danny put on there, this shot looks like a standstill. James Conrad. Come on, man. That was good. It was good. It was well played.
Next one is from Jay Bird on SpeakPipe. Let's see what Jay Bird has to say. Where you at, Jay Bird?
Hello. Looks like it should be going.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe there's no file there. Let's see what Corey has to say. And they're not working either. What's wrong, SpeakPipe? Let's do a little refresh of the page. See if maybe that'll fix the issue.
We want to get to these for sure.
Let's try Jaybird again.
Not right now.
It's not even. It's not even going.
Yeah. Wonder if it's an internet thing.
All right, we'll go back to our Google Forms. This one is from. No, not you. Andrew. I was recently playing a sanctioned tournament, and the card I was playing on was very quiet. Very quiet. I prefer to talk to my card mates and joke around, but this card was not that way. I put my headphones in to listen to music and tried to play that way. I had arguably the worst round I have played since I started keeping score. I know I shouldn't let other people impact my play, but I wasn't having fun and couldn't help it. Do you have any tips for this kind of situation?
Well, that's kind of a tough spot, but sometimes that's how it is. You know, your card is not always going to be as excited as you are to play, or maybe they just want to be a little bit more serious when they play. So, I really have a good answer for that. I think the best thing that you can do is just focus on your game. If you want to put in headphones so that you can kind of zone them out, that might be okay. But if you haven't practiced playing with those, I wouldn't do it in a tournament. I think I would just maybe chat with one of them when you can and make it feel as comfortable as possible. But otherwise, I don't think there's a lot you can do.
Yeah,
kind of stinks.
Got to play your game. Play your own game.
Yep, that's right.
This one from Diggin' DG. I recently ordered several new discs from Trilogy companies, and I'm noticing the digital weight on the discs are 2 to 4 grams off in weight. The discs being heavier than the weight stamp indicate. Is this a known issue? Are these still PDGA approved? And what could be causing this to happen?
That is not a known issue. I guess
that's the first I've heard of it.
We will go and weigh some stuff after this, but as long as if the weight is different on the disc than what the disc actually weighs, as long as that weight is still within the weight limitations that are set by the PDGA, then you can still use that disc, even if it's mislabeled. But if it's, say, the disc is labeled 175 and it's actually 177, and it's like a driver that is typically a 175 disc, no, that would be an illegal disc. So thanks for letting us know. We'll do some weighing on that. There's also a chance, by the way, if people are weighing these on their own, just like on a scale at home, that might not be as accurate of a scale as they would like to believe. I know that the way that Latitude weighs their discs is once they come out of the machine, they're dropped straight onto a digital scale, and that's how they get their weights on there. They're not weighed by a person who has to read anything. It's all done by computer. It's all automated. So it's pretty airtight as far as I understand.
I would suppose that if someone noticed it, that would be like since it's so automated, that it'd be like a lot of people would notice that, because if it was, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be off just a few discs. Sure. I would think it would be off all kinds of discs if that was the case.
And I've watched this happen too, where say we're trying to run Lucid Mavericks or whatever, and we are specifically trying to run them from 170 to 174. I've watched the machine take one that was 168 and just drop it in the trash. Not trash, but to be reground. Same thing with one that was 176, because that's maybe it was 177, but that's over the legal weight. So it automatically kicks those out when they're close, as far as I understand.
What if it does it like a cat? You know, a cat that's on the counter and it just kind of looks at an item and just goes and just knocks it off.
Yeah, but it's really slow, and it looks at you while it does it.
Right.
Just off.
Cats are funny.
In your face.
All right, let's see if I can get the SpeakPipe working on a different browser. Let's see what we got here. No SpeakPipe. All right, so it must be something wrong with SpeakPipe.
Try one of those. Yeah, something's up with SpeakPipe, no doubt about it.
That's weird. All right. Well, we'll stick with the Google form. Sorry, speak pipe people.
We've only got a few Google form questions.
We only have 93.
So we'll just burn through all those
we'll
this
see if we
episode.
can get through this. Jonathan asks, my question is about what to throw when dealing with crosswinds. I know that you throw something overstable in a headwind and something understable in a tailwind. What is recommended when there is a right to left crosswind and then when there is a left to right crosswind? Thanks for the feedback and all you guys do all you guys do to grow the sport. All right, first up, right to left crosswind. What are you throwing?
Okay, Jonathan. So the goal in the wind is to keep from exposing the bottom of the disc to the wind. Unless you're trying to throw, say it's a right to left wind, you're trying to throw a huge hyzer. Go ahead. Throw that disc way up into the wind, let it carry it super far. That's fine. But your goal, for the most part, if you're trying to retain control in the wind, is to keep the flight plate or the bottom of the flight plate, the underside of the disc, from being shown to the wind. So if you're trying to throw something straight, you need to plan on throwing, if you're throwing right hand back in, plan on throwing with a little bit of anhyzer with the knowledge that it's going to feel like you're working it to the right, but it'll likely go a little straighter than you want to. That's probably, in my opinion, that's the touchiest wind for right hand backhand players to throw, is that right to left crosswind with a little bit of anhyzer. Because if you do it too much, it's just, once that edge is down, it's going to get sheared by the wind pretty much down into the ground.
Sheared.
Yep. But then if you throw it too flat, it'll lift and go way left. An alternative solution is when you have a right to left wind, throw a forehand. It's a little bit easier to keep the bottom of the disc away from the wind while still throwing a hyzer, like controllable shot. Left to right wind for a right hand backhand thrower is when we usually get like kind of our longest shots, because you can expose the bottom of the flight plate to the wind on anhyzer because the disc naturally wants to work back out of that. But if you're trying to just control the disc, throwing hyzers in a crosswind is going to help you control a little bit more than exposing the flight plate to the bottom, or the bottom of the flight plate.
Physics.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
All kinds of
Engineering.
stuff. Engineering. Guys, I remind
synergy. It's business.
That should have had like a echo. Synergy.
Yeah. If
Isn't
only
that
we
from,
had those.
Silicon Valley, and there's like a company called Synergy or something like that.
That sounds right.
They probably did. Anyway, guys, we want to remind you, coming up for the winter season is the Winter Marksman League. Should have more information at dynamitedisc.com/WML. I'm going there right now to check to see. Nope. More information coming soon. But registration will start November 1st and end January 13th, and leads can begin December 1st and must conclude by March 1st. Super fun event to be a part of. Hopefully, if you're a club or organization, you can have that in your area. Or if you just are not in a club, but you just want to get some putting practice in during the wintertime, this is a cool thing to look up to see if it's in your area. One of the really cool things is we partner with UDisc so that you can see scores. You can enter your scores. You can see the scores where you're at as far as your putting league, or if you want to watch to see how the world is doing, you can actually check up and see how others are doing all over the United States and the world.
The world.
All right, back to the questions. This one's
I
from...
need to crank my bass up next time we do that.
Oh, okay.
If it sounds crazy, you'll know why.
Oh, okay. This was from JB
Talbot. JP
Talbot. Living in northern Alberta, Canada, and no access to indoor courses, what can one do during the cold months of winter, say -20 to -40 Celsius? Woo! Stay in form or to work on form? I am a beginner, just starting this past summer, early September, and want to work on something to get me prepared for the start of the new season.
That is very unfortunate, and those are extremely cold temperatures.
Yowzers.
To tell you the truth, what we do in Kansas when it's very cold, like below freezing, is we just don't play disc golf.
No, I don't.
Truly. There'll be some days that we get out there when it's not very windy, say if it's like in the teens, but it's not windy. It doesn't feel that bad if you bundle up, so we'll just go do that to stay in practice. But the honest to goodness truth is the best thing that you can do inside is work on your putting. If you have the capability to do that, and then work on your flexibility. You can also use, towels to kind of do like the whip sort of drill. And if you have some resistance bands, you can work on the throwing motion. But being able to actually throw the disc inside, that's unlikely. It's unlikely that you'll have a facility to be able to do that.
Right.
So It's just tough, man. Everyone struggles with that unless you live in a warmer climate.
And just thinking outside of the box, I know you mentioned work on your flexibility with the whatever. What did you say? Oh, the
resistance band, yeah.
Stuff like that. But just work on your overall health.
Yeah,
because part of
that's what
performing
we
out there.
That's what we do. Yeah,
yeah, is work on your overall health so that come the next season you're ready to go. You got your muscles ready to go. You got your joints ready to go.
Right. And when it gets cold for us here and the time changes, there's so much less time for disc golf or whatever activity that you're going to do. So a lot of us, that's when we go to the gym even more often.
Yeah.
Just because what else are you going to do?
There will be plenty of time for tacos and cheesecake.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Hey,
Sam
come on.
Sam in Maine. Here in Maine, we have lots of C and B tier shotgun stars one-day tournaments. You may tell me to just stop whining, but I feel like there is a factor in these tournaments that affects my rating that is rarely brought up.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
Do tell, Sam in Maine. I play in advance and inevitably have to walk to holes 7 through 12 to start my round. It already sounds like you're whining. In a 2-round tournament, this can mean walking up to an extra mile per round just to play the same course going out and back. This seems like a big advantage for the MPO players. Your thoughts? Okay, Robert is putting on the keep it real sunglasses. Yeah.
Hello, Sam.
What are your thoughts?
Thank you for submitting your question.
We need like a music underlying music or something.
Yeah, maybe in post.
Okay.
I say that like I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You say that as if that doesn't mean more extra work for me.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for making the show awesome, Bobby. Okay, Sam, here's what it comes down to. Yes, I think there is a minuscule advantage for players that don't have to walk very far to start their round. But that's just kind of the way of the road, man. As an MPO player, I've played rounds where you have to start a long way from Tournament Central, and it isn't fun, but that's just how it is. Sometimes you start close, sometimes you start far away. Not much you can really do about it. If I were you, and you know this is going to affect you, maybe as soon as the players' meeting is over, start working your way toward those, like the back portion of the course, and take your time so it doesn't take quite as much out of you. I know that you're still going to have to walk that, but if you're not walking it just straight right before you tee off on those few holes, maybe that'll make a little bit of a difference. But at the same time, it's just like sometimes you have to start on a hole that is a ways away, and it's not cool, but that's life. Sorry, man.
I'm going to keep it real, and I'm even going to think outside to say that. Oh, can I put it over my reading glasses?
You may. Tanner says, my wife just rolled her eyes when the glasses came out. Mission accomplished, Tanner.
Mission accomplished. So,
Captain had as well. Oh, no.
Somebody take a screenshot and tag me in this on Facebook and Instagram. Tell everybody Bobby about to keep it real. You put it on there, I'll give you this Air Sheriff. I'm going to pick an Air Sheriff winner.
Oh, nice.
Where did I put it? It's somewhere. Anyway, I have an Air Sheriff to give away, and that's going to be. I want you to take a screenshot of this right here, me keeping it real. Say, Bobby about to keep it real. Okay, so this extra mile that you're walking, like Robert got into, is minuscule, and you might be thinking, well, the other people get to practice a little bit more. The other people get to throw a little more. The other people don't have to walk as much there, so they're ready and prepped, ready to go. I'm going to tell you that most of your prep is not done right then during tournament day. Most of your prep is done the weeks leading up to it, the months leading up to it. Are you in good physical condition? So an extra mile should not throw your game off. Did you practice enough on that course or any other courses prior to the course so that if you can't practice as long, you're still good to go? You already know the course. You studied the course. You looked at UDisc. You looked at Disc Golf Course Review, and you're ready to go.
Right.
Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the day of, oh gosh, you're really
just trying to warm up. Now,
yeah.
I think what he's trying to get at is that. Is the question still up?
Yeah.
It's more about the walk, I think, for him than it is like the course preparation, like practicing the day of. But man,
it stinks. You even said yourself, just tell me. You may tell me to stop whining. It does sound a bit like you're whining. We see your point. We can empathize with you. However,
no, we're going to sympathize with you.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't really care what hole I start on. If I start on a hole 10 and it's the farthest one away, like that kind of stinks, but that happens. if you didn't play well enough to start on the first few holes, or you're playing in a division that usually doesn't, that's just how it goes.
I remember I was talking to, now this is kind of similar along the similar lines. I was talking to AJ Risley, and we talked about how at I think it was Pro Worlds, where the third, second, and first card got more time in between their start times.
Yeah.
And I asked AJ, "Do you feel like that's kind of a disadvantage?" And he said the only time that it bothers him a little is day one, because everybody's on the same playing field. Everybody's at 0.
Yep.
But days 2, 3, 4, 5, they've earned that spot. If you've played well enough to get that little extra cushion, then you should be able to get that.
Yeah.
If you want to have that extra cushion, play well enough to get on the third, second, or first card.
Yep, I agree.
Anyway, all right, so let's move on.
I would like to note that this is not the show. Yesterday's show was the one where they had the alcoholic beverages. You might think it was just looking at how Bobby is dressed right now, but they had the beer yesterday.
Has anybody have the screenshot started?
Yeah, I haven't seen any yet, but you know.
Okay, well, okay. Anyway, going to give away that. Going to keep this on for this next question, and then I'm going to take it off. So hurry up and get your screenshot in and post it.
Just hold on. A quick aside. Wildcat Disc Golf in the chat says, "Is there a PDGA rule that says MPO starts on hole 1 during a flex start, or that's just the way it's always been?" By flex start, I assume you mean shotgun start. No, there's not a rule.
Okay.
That's usually just the way that people order stuff. I've also seen FPO and the female division start on holes 1, 2, 3, and then start MPO after that. So it's not a set thing. It's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
All right. Oh, let me take a selfie real quick because I want to post this later.
Yeah, you need to.
I need to.
Diggin' DG says Bobby had the leftover beer for his lunch. It was the only thing he had.
All right, there we go.
Oh my gosh, you look good.
I look good. I look good. How you doing? Okay, so this one's from Mitch.
Does that usually work for you?
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What accent is that?
Joey from Friends.
The classic. They'd be like, "Oh, your accent is so exotic. Where are you from?" Joey.
Joey. A lot of times that's what I get. They'll just look at me and go, "Joey?"
Huh?
Exactly. All right. This is from Mitch. Hey, Disc Golf fans, man. I've started watching more coverage of disc golf and noticed how often the word commitment comes up. What exactly does it mean to commit to a shot, and how can I practice committing more?
Nice.
Well, what it means
Good question, Mitch.
What it means is you stay with that shot. You don't date other shots. You don't see other shots. You don't look the way of another shot.
There's going to be better looking
by.
shots out there, but you're staying with the one that you chose.
You're staying with the shot that you chose.
Even after 7 years, when you have the 7-year itch.
Right.
You stay with your shot.
You chose to put a ring on that shot, right? So you're sticking with it.
Got to stick with it. I'm really sad that you went that way. I mean, there's a look of disdain.
Wait, we got to go to the Anthony cam for that look.
I just looked over and saw what you're wearing right now.
You don't like this look?
I just haven't been paying attention, and it took me by surprise.
Okay. Back to our camera. All right, so we're done. Okay, I'm taking this off.
Yeah. But it was fantastic while it lasted.
All right, talk to us about commitment.
Okay, so when we talk about committing to a shot, that means a few things. One is once you've chosen what type of shot you're going to throw, and you know that most of the time this is based on practice that you've done, and you know what type of shot you're best at, what type of shot you're most comfortable with, and you approach a hole where you know this is the type of shot I want to throw. Step one in committing to that shot is knowing what that is, and then saying, I am going to do that. That's what we mean by commitment. So instead of floundering when you get to the box and saying, oh, maybe I should throw this because maybe you watched somebody on your card throw a different type shot that worked out that you didn't really practice. When we say commit to a shot, we mean, one, stick to the plan. And two, a lot of times that means follow through. Don't be tentative on the shot that you're throwing. If you are, most of the time when you don't follow through, good shots don't follow that, right? If you follow through, you are making yourself, 100% is an unrealistic number, but you're making yourself a lot more likely to succeed if you're following through, if you're staying committed to the shot that you were planning on throwing. Because as soon as you become tentative, as soon as you back off of your game plan, that's when trouble can kind of creep in on you around. So, great question. That's what we mean when we talk about committing to a shot.
So a lot of people find out the naming scheme we have very interesting. We have, veteran baskets, patriot baskets. We have sheriffs, we have wardens, and judge, and stuff like that. And that comes from Jeremy Rusko, the CEO, his love for movies like Shawshank Redemption and the TV show Law and Order. And people have always said you should do something for veterans, because military, everything kind of aligns.
Right. Well, and Emporia is the founding city of Veterans Day.
Correct. And so we are super excited that this winter we are finally kicking off Veterans for Vets. It's a program it's set up to where you can raise funds for veteran organizations in your area. Where is that at? I wanted to read some of those off. Can't remember what it is. Anyway, you can do like VFWs and things like that, so you can raise funds for them. You can go to veteransforvets.com and get a lot more information where you can register your event. Everything officially kicks off November 1st. I think everything's pretty solid on the website for the most part.
Yeah, it's the same timeline as Winter Marksman Leagues. You can start registering them on November 1st. Events will begin December 1st.
Yeah, so organizations that you can raise funds for is American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, Veterans of Foreign Wars, U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, and the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline for Vets. And this is what we're trying to do is we're make it where you can raise money for these organizations in your area. So we're super excited about that. So make sure you check out veteransforvets.com. Official kickoff is November 1st. Make sure you stay tuned to our social media channels because we're going to put out a lot more information about that.
Yeah, one of the cool things about Veterans for Vets is if you run one of these events and you're raising money for a veterans organization in your area or whatever you decide to donate that to, if you have over 50 players, we will send out a portable veteran basket to be given away or raffled off or however you choose to use it for that event. And that's portable veteran baskets, what do they go for? $3.99?
Something like that.
It's not a small thing for sure. So if you can get to that magic number of 50 players, we'll make that happen for you because we want to support veteran organizations and we want to support the people who've served our country. So thank you guys so much for doing that. And we hope that you guys will take part in this.
Absolutely. All right, next question comes from Alex. After playing casually off and on for about 20 years.
Dang, bro.
That's a lot off and on. I got bit by the bug and I've spent the last 2 months trying to work on form, disc selection, etc. I try to spend at least 30 minutes on the days I don't play practicing putting on my basket at home, but I don't have a bunch of room. So it's pretty much circle one putts. My question is, will practicing with a few different types of putters, for example, judges, deputy, guards, make a difference, or is working on form and routine more important?
You're going to want to choose the warden first.
He didn't even mention it.
I know. And I'm sad. No, all right, so when you're putting inside circle one, and if you're unfamiliar with that term, that's a 10-meter circle around the basket. If you're inside of that, you can't follow through or step past your lie after you release your putt. You have to demonstrate balance before picking your disc up out of the basket. And this is kind of a common, I guess, space constraint for people to really only be able to have that long of a putt inside their house. So inside that distance, you're not going to see a ton of difference in the flights of a judge or a deputy or a guard. You'll see a little bit, but not a ton. If you're just working on muscle memory, if you're just working on your putting stroke, no problem. Go for it. But just know that sometimes you'll let go of what feels like a good putt. Maybe you're putting with something like a shield and then a deputy, right? A shield's pretty darn overstable. It's going to drop out of the air a little bit faster than a deputy will, and it's going to finish left a little bit faster. Just be aware that sometimes you're going to let go of a putt with a shield that feels good and drops low left. And sometimes maybe you'll let go of a putt with a deputy that feels good but stays in the air a little bit longer than you want to. But if you're just trying to groove your putting stroke, no problem. If you're trying to gain putting consistency, like you're trying to get ready for a tournament or something like that, I would use the molds that you putt with. Get a stack of 5 or even just 2 and spend more time acting like those are tournament putts. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. Next one is
Warden specifically. Thank you.
Just had to throw that.
See, look, lots of team wardens in the chat. Thank you guys very much.
What about Team Deputy? Where you at? YouTube chat, Team Deputy. Give me some Team Deputies.
Sorry. Oh, well, Molt says Team Judge, Team Deputy. So
hashtag Team Deputy.
He's here for you. Thanks, Molt.
This one from Bestian. Is he from the land of Best?
Yeah, I think so.
He says, "What up, Disc Golf Answer Man? My girlfriend introduced disc golf to me a few months ago, and I am obsessed. Your podcast has been a wealth of information, and I am supremely grateful. Well, I'm supremely grateful that you listened. I have a simple question for you. Why don't you guys ever mention the DD Evidence? I've been ordering discs from Infinite Disc. They send me a Fusion Evidence as a mystery disc with my order. I absolutely laugh.
Did you put in that inflection?
He put all caps.
LAAHVE.
Well, he put in
laugh.
all caps, so I'm assuming he meant laugh.
Yeah, okay.
And I will.
I will.
I will buy more from DD because of it. Where's all the evidence love around here? I mean, the Evidence is a good disc. Just because we don't talk about it all the time doesn't mean we don't think it's a good disc.
Yeah, 100% true.
So there's your Evidence laugh.
Yeah. I mean, we like the Evidence. I will tell you, it's one of the molds that we recently retired. The reason for that is we're trying to keep the molds on the shelves that people are in need of the most. So there are a lot of people who like a lot of our molds, but they just don't move quite as quickly as something like, the EMAC Truth or Original Truth or the Verdict or something like that. Now, I will tell you, if you like the Evidence, 2020. Just keep your eyes peeled.
Did you just
keep your eyes peeled? That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. No, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Did he just do a review?
No. Just
about discs that I can literally see in my office?
That's all I'm going to say about it. Just
what?
If you like that type of disc,
what?
Keep your eyes peeled.
All right, little Smashbox. Oh, wait, wrong podcast. Disc Golf Answer Man exclusive.
Nice.
Next question is from Alyssa. I wonder if it's Alyssa Van Linen.
Probably.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man, can you get Eric McCabe to do a HGTV style video of a disc golf course creation from start to finish? Would love to see the whole process in one video. So I just released a video of me and Eric traveling out to Winfield, Kansas, where he's doing a course design. And the idea was to do one big long video, but then we realized that that process was going to take a while. Like a long while, like months upon months. And so we thought, well, we'll kind of chronicle it and put it out in a series. So right now is his second trip out there to kind of survey the land. So, and I talked to him about some of his mindset, the choices he makes, and things like that. So it's on our YouTube channel. I can't remember the title of it. Do you remember the title off the top of your head?
Of McCabe's YouTube channel? I think it's just Eric McCabe.
No. The video I did, the title. I can't remember the title.
It's something about Winfield, Kansas.
Yeah, look for Winfield, Kansas on our YouTube channel. But you'll see that. And I'm thinking what I might do. Well, I don't know if that'll be worth it. I was thinking because I'm thinking there's going to be at least 3 to 4 more videos, because we are going to follow the whole process of him going back again, them getting the baskets, installing the baskets, and then, of course, the first time that people are out there playing it. And I may end up turning it into one big video once all the videos are out there, but that might be too redundant. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it won't be HGTV style unless they're asking for a lot with not enough budget. So think about it. Have you watched any HGTV shows?
Not in a long time. Dang it. Are they bad or are they good?
No, I mean, it's just like people will say, hey, they have this huge checklist of things that they need in a house. And then they'll say their budget and they live in a big city. And you're like, okay, you're never going to get any of those things. I would like to have a mansion, 10,000 square feet on 20 acres of land in downtown Austin, Texas. I have $100. It's something, it's just kind of ridiculous like that.
All right, next one is from Drew, and he is smitten with the mitten.
Okay.
I wonder if he likes to pet a kitten. Hello, Jesse, Joey, and Danny. Know which show?
That sounds like Full House.
Okay. I'm a misfit left-hand backhand righty that was overly influenced by baseball and golf growing up. Problem is that my left hand is far from dominant, and this shows in my grip strength. Is there a product or exercise you have used to help with what once was limp wristiness to hulking wrist? So sexy you need to shave and oil? I purchased a Powerball spinner, and I do feel the burn. Looking for any further advice. Gracias, mi amigos, y manténlo realish.
Keep it realish.
Ish.
All right. So I haven't done a whole lot of grip strength kind of things. The couple of things I have done is just like the little, don't know what you call them.
The little squeeze thing?
Yeah, that. I mean, I've used those before, but for me, like, I don't know, I haven't had the same problem as you. I played baseball, but I was terrible at it. And I never got left-hand. I never got the tendency to throw left-handed from that. It sounds like you're doing pretty well with the Powerball thing.
Yeah, like the lottery?
Uh-huh.
The Powerball?
If you hit it, then you get strong wrists.
Nice.
What did he say? So sexy you have to shave and oil them.
Shave and oil.
Funny.
Good stuff there. Next one is, we're going to go back a bit to question number 10.
Rectodeth says you should carry heavy things. Some people call that lifting weights, but yeah. I dig
heavy.
it.
I lift heavy. This question is about throwing, but it doesn't have a name. So, anonymous. I have been playing Anonymous. You like the way I did my hands on Anonymous. I have been playing disc golf for about a year and grew up playing baseball. I can throw sidearm consistently about 320 to 340. Should I switch to backhand even though I cannot throw as fur?
Depends on what you want to get out of the game. If you're trying to be a more well-rounded player, sure, work on your backhand and your forehand. But if you're just enjoying the game and going out and having fun, do what you enjoy doing. Not every person who plays disc golf has to have the aspirations of going to win tournaments or be a world champion or anything like that. Some people just like to go out just to have fun. Like I no longer have any aspirations of trying to go win a world championship, mostly because I'm realistic. But that doesn't mean I don't want to try and be a well-rounded player. So I do work on my forehand and backhand. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, you should do it. But I wouldn't start throwing backhand exclusively just because there's the potential to throw it farther. Some people can just throw forehands farther, period, forever. That's how it is.
Gotcha. So this past weekend, I was in Joliet, Illinois for the Incarcerated 2 event.
Yep.
And this was put on by the fine folks at Delwood Disc Golf and a few other people. I don't know all the names, so I don't want to try to list all the names because I know I'll forget. But I definitely want to give a shout-out to Sean and Sheila Callahan from Delwood Disc Golf Pro Shop. Good folks out there. We're doing some good things. And I was working on the video this morning. I got about 5 minutes done in 3 hours.
Pretty good.
That's how editing works, folks. But I'm super excited about the video. It's coming along really well. That I should have that out in a couple days. I know there have been pictures on Reddit. There's been pictures on Instagram. If you just follow Delwood Disc Golf on Instagram, you should be able to see some of the pictures that people are posting. Had a really good time. If you're listening and you're one of the folks that I was able to shake hands and talk to for a little bit, I want to thank you so much. That makes my day when people come up and say hi and tell me that they listen to the show and they watch the videos that we produce. Yeah, I think it's really cool stuff. So anyway, really good time out there. Check out the video here in a couple days at our YouTube channel. Also, I get to play the Canyons. Where you play Cache of the Canyons. That course
Isn't it awesome?
Yes.
I've tried to tell you. It's fantastic.
We were walking around, me and Sean were walking around playing. We're talking business, just, talking disc golf and stuff. And at one point, I just stopped and looked at the creek. I just kind of listened, and I looked at the layout, and I was like, Sean, this is incredible.
Yes. And city maintained, too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a city park. Think about how well they take care of that. Like, it's manicured.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not, and then like there was one, I can't remember which hole it was, but there was like we were underneath a bridge throwing, and it was just like this is just really cool. And there's 27 holes, and I can't remember how many different layouts he said, but multiple layouts,
a ton.
Yeah, so like you could go for months and play a different course each time.
Yes, it's one of my favorite places to play, no doubt about it. And just cherry on top, Sean and Sheila are fantastic people.
And their pro shop is
it's sweet.
It is what do they call it? What do they call it? A pavilion that was at the park, and they turned it into a pro shop. A really nice looking pro shop. So definitely hats off to them. Check them out on Facebook, Delwood Disc Golf. Tell them Cool Daddy Slick Breeze sent you.
But tell them before that Robert sent them.
No. Go back to the Bobby.
And then even before that, tell them that Anthony sent them, because he really is the only reason I know about the place. So shout out. Thanks, dog.
Well, that just wasted a bunch of time there.
Ha! Sucks to suck.
Next one is from Michelle. I'm looking for a disc gift for my husband. He's a big fan of your show. Well, Michelle, we like him already.
Thanks, Michelle.
He is very tall, has some back problems, and really likes the Warden. Well, Robert likes him even more. Mm-hmm. He also likes 170 plus weight with Lucid plastic. I don't know much about the sport, and am unsure to what to look for other than that. Any tips?
All right, Michelle. I have good and bad news for you.
All right, here we go.
The good news is that we have lots of discs from which you can choose. And lots of them are Wardens as well. And I happen to be a self-proclaimed, but still
very much self-proclaimed
expert on the Warden. The bad news is we don't have any Lucid Wardens right now. We've been out of stock for a little while on those. If he is a fan of the show, I can tell you one of the cool things that you can do is you can get the Disc Golf Answerman logo Dymaxed onto the disc of your choice. Sometimes we have Fusion Wardens available that you can do that on, but if not, you can get it on whatever we have available in Dymax stock, which is pretty much blank white stock. Hold on.
Holding.
If you're watching the YouTube, it's kind of like this here. This is on an EMAC Truth. You can get this small corner stamp. You can get a big stamp as well. You can do that. Or
what the Keep It Real? I need to update my Keep It Real stamp because my cheeks aren't that big anymore.
No, they're not. You're you're shredding it right now. But then you can also look for if he likes Wardens that are Lucid, go and check dynamicdisc.com for some of the misprint AJ Risley Waffle Wardens. We had some for a while. I'm not sure if we still do, but if we do, that's a really good close compliment to the Lucid Warden, and it supports a fantastic guy in AJ Risley.
So she sent that question in August 30th. I would assume his birthday is already passed, but hopefully that'll give other people ideas, and hopefully he got a good gift from Michelle.
And if not, shoot me a message, and I'll help you out.
And this next one is from Anonymous's wife, Annie Anonymous.
Oh, Ann Anonymous.
Is there anything that can be done about players without PDJ numbers / ratings sandbagging in lower divisions at sanctioned events if they do not have a rating to restrict them from entering the lower divisions? Make them walk the plank. Arr! Get your radar. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
A player beating the rest of the division by 16 strokes. Oh, that makes me so. And scoring well enough to place top 3 in higher divisions while playing in lower divisions is obnoxious and discouraging. Love the show and keep it real. You put that in parentheses. He's putting on the Keep It Real glasses, folks. Have you guys been posting about the Air Sheriff?
All right, Ann, if that's your real name. Unfortunately, there isn't anything that you can do about that. The only way that you can combat that is if the local tournament directors know about this sort of player. Maybe they can go back and look at previous tournament rounds and see what they would have been rated. Because if that person isn't a PDJ member, they won't be able to keep up with what their rating is, other than if somebody else shot the same round as them in the same score as them in the same round. Tournament directors could go back and take a look at what type of scores they were shooting. If they just decide to not have a PDJ number and continue for the C and B tiers to pay that $10 fee, $10 non-member fee, unfortunately, there's not much you can really do about it. It kind of stinks. But that sucks for them too, because they're not pushing themselves to improve at all. It's just asserting their dominance over a field they certainly shouldn't be playing in.
Yeah,
that stinks.
Just the way it is sometimes. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. That's just the way it is.
Dude, yeah, things will never be the same.
It'll never be the same. Next one is from Bill. So I've been playing for 4 months now, and when I throw in the field for practices, I can throw my judge putters between 200 and 250 and my mids between 250 and 300 plus. I'm really happy with that, but when I play around, I'm lucky if my throws go beyond 200 feet, even when throwing on a wide open hole. I feel like I'm stuck behind a barrier and can't get past it. Is this normal for a beginner? I'm throwing all understable mids like the Patrol, Warrant, and Evidence, if that makes a difference. See, guy, few questions before, people like the evidence. He's throwing the evidence.
See, come on.
So,
that's a tricky one. I wonder if you're thinking too much about it when you're playing your practice rounds.
Definitely, yeah.
And I mean, there's also the possibility that you're doing something different in your field work as compared to the casual rounds. Like maybe you're slowing your timing down a little bit when you're out in the field, and then when you get out on the course, you're just like, I want to crush this, and you go fast. It could be the opposite. It could be that you put too much effort into trying to direct the disc instead of letting your body release it when it needs to, and a lot of times you'll lose distance when you do that as well. I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, without getting into your head, it's hard to know. But good luck. Keep with it. Keep up. Yes. Keep practicing. Keep playing more tournaments.
Yes.
Play more and more tournaments so that you become more comfortable in that scenario. Charles M. Mr. Oh, no, it's Mr. F, not Mr. M. I was thinking of Arrested Development. I was wondering if you could get me a rundown of your discs. Okay. Like every one of them?
Okay, Charles.
They start from understable and they go all the way to highly overstable.
In 2012, Dynamic Discs. I'm just kidding. No, actually, Charles, if you go to dynamicdiscs.com, we've got flight charts for you there that show the discs sorted by speed and also by stability. We have pretty much all speeds and stabilities covered. And if you want to talk about some of our favorites, I really like the Warden as a putter.
Oh, no, duh.
Yes, I like the EMAC Truth as a mid-range, and as well as the Latitude 64 Fuse. That's one of my favorites. I love the Maverick and the Explorer for fairway drivers, and I throw a lot of Raiders for distance drivers.
I love the Deputy for my putter. I love how it's straight and glides for me so I can get a little extra distance on my putts. For my mids, I'm either grabbing an EMAC Truth or a Gatekeeper or a Suspect, depending on the wind and depending on what kind of shot I'm trying to shoot for. For fairway drivers, I too like the Maverick, although I probably like it for a little bit different reasons than Robert.
I like it because it looks pretty.
Because I'm different than Robert. So, and then
I've never gotten that. Most people confuse us with one.
And then for my distance driver, I'm grabbing either a Renegade or a Trespass, and that is really depending upon the type of wind I'm playing in.
Yeah.
If it's super windy, pretty windy, I'm not going to grab the Renegade unless it's a really nice, pretty straight-on tailwind. But if there's any other wind going on, I'm going to grab a Trespass, and sometimes the Raider if it's a super pretty heavy headwind.
Yeah.
All right, Peter M. is the person we just asked the question. No.
Hey, Peter, man.
Oh, no, this is different. Oh, the other one was Charles M. This is
right.
Charles' brother, Peter M. I really got into disc golf this last summer, playing often 4 or 5 times a week. Whoa, that's a lot, dude. Be careful. And I've been able to up my distance, but I still really struggle with getting consistent control over my lines. One hole, I totally keep it on a rope and park it. However, the next time I play that hole, I shank it off into the woods. Are there any drills or tips that can help me improve my lines? Thanks, guys. Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Real quick, we got a super chat. Woo, woo, woo.
Missing Letter coming in with a $5. He says, weekly donation to the DeGam fam. Any chance we could get a guest star episode with Danny one day? Also tell him I said hi.
Danny, hi, Danny.
Missing Letter says hi.
Hi, Letter.
Yes.
I found your letter, but I'm not giving it to you.
Oh. Danny says he found your letter, but he's not giving it back. So. Continue the $5 donations, and he'll consider giving it back to you. Talking about consistency, that's tough. The thing that you can do most to make sure that you are getting consistency is to make sure that you're doing things consistently. Okay, that sounds dumb, but hear me out. If your pacing is the same when you're throwing a shot, if you're planting your feet in the same spot, if you have a point that you're used to reaching back to, and you have kind of a feeling of the speed that you should that you should be traveling when you're throwing the disc, that's going to help you with consistency. I think a lot of people, when they want to work on consistency and hitting lines, they just think about their arm. Like, okay, I should be doing something different with my arm. But it's really about everything. And it's also about, I think, especially when you're in the woods trying to hit lines, the less that you have to back off of the disc, like if you're throwing around that 80%, that's kind of the sweet spot. But if you're trying to throw really softly in the woods, a lot of times that's going to cause you to shank a little bit more often than if you just commit to the shot and throw, that committed, good follow-through type shot. So, a little tricky, but something to work on. Make sure that everything is as consistent as possible, not just your arm, not just your release point, but your footwork, your brace, your shoulders, leading with your elbow, things like that. All
right, we got time for one more question.
One more.
YouTubers, put in your questions that you have for the after show. Put them in there so we can go back to those after this question. Before we go to this, I know I'm reading this next question.
Ridiculous question.
I know, but before we go to the next question, I want to remind everybody that coming up for the month of November, we are participating in Movember, right? So what that means is we're raising money for the Movember movement. They're raising funds, awareness this Movember for all the dads, brothers, sons, and mates in our lives. We need your help, so please donate. And we have our team that is, you can go to moteam.co/DGAM. I'm going to put that in the chat real quick. Oh, Nightbot's already done it. Thank you, Mike Nightbot.
If you do ! Movember, we put in Danny put in a command for us last week. Yeah, that takes you to our site.
Yeah, so you can go to our site. And we have already raised $1,185. Thank you guys so much. We want to go beyond that. But right now, the little icon for our profile picture for us has nothing. But
it will have something come mustache time. Trust me.
Get ready. So basically what we're doing, how we're going to do this is the night before November 1st, we are going to shave, not all together. We're going to do it separately.
Bobby
in our
and I
own
might do it
places.
together. We'll see.
And we're going to shave everything but our mustaches. And I'm still debating how I want my mustache to look. If I'm going to go for like a fancy one or a super thin one or a big, thick, bushy one. I don't know. So anyway, you'll find out the show after November 1st, but I'm sure I'll post it on our social media channels. So make sure you follow us.
November 5th will be our first episode.
So if you want to see it before the Disc Golf Answer Man show, then follow us. Eric_McCabe. Robert is J.R. Robert McCall.
J. Robert McCall.
Sorry. I don't know why I always put that J.R.
It's because it looks like Junior.
It does.
But it's because my parents named me James Robert McCall. I've gone by Robert my entire life. But Robert McCall, as it stands, was taken on Instagram by someone with 2 posts.
Is it still that way?
And 6 followers who hasn't posted since like 2011.
Is there still 6 posts?
Yes. No, 2 posts, 6 followers. Hasn't been active in forever. I've emailed Instagram. I've messaged the person. I said, I will buy this from you.
This has been dealt with for sure.
So instead, I'm J. Robert McCall, at J. Robert McCall.
2 posts worth. How much would you be willing to pay? 50?
Sure.
100?
Sure.
150?
Sure.
Well, it's just gone crazy. You can follow me at Uncle Bobby Jr., and you can see the review. I'm going to do a little video because I just love doing videos, but I'll do a little video about it as well. So follow us at Movember and join in the activities and the cause.
Yes. Doc Zen, we're going to get to your question in the after show because I think that's going to be funny, but don't worry about it. We'll get to it, I promise.
All right. So this question is from Zach, not Zock, like Mac, not Mock. Actually, it's probably Zach, not Zach, like Mac, not Mac.
That looks like mock on the end.
I know. That's what I said. That's why I said Zach, not Zock, like Mac, not Mock.
Zach, just as a general rule, we would have never read Z-A-C-K and thought it was Zock.
Well, he gave us the clue by saying not Mock.
Yeah. So we didn't think it was that.
Anyway, he says, "Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew, since Bobby." Okay, first of all, this is him saying this, not me. Since Bobby hates freedom, false. America, very false, and the USMC.
Extremely false.
We about to fight. And personally chose to kill the Renegade. No, I did not personally.
So now we know it's a joke.
I have scrapped all my distance drivers and am buying into the Speed 9 class disc. I love the Escape and the Getaway, but the Getaway is way more stable than the Escape. Yes, it is. And I would love to find a disc in between the two to complement. Do you have any suggestions on how to spend my money? Well, first, tacos. Cheesecake, and then more Renegades. You said not to say more Renegades, but buy up those Renegades. Bobby killed that disc for me. P.S. Jack in the Box tacos. No. Have you had Jack in the Box tacos? Why would you?
I have.
And? Yeah.
That they're really greasy. Yeah. In a pinch, they're acceptable, but I'm not like if I'm gonna eat tacos, I'm gonna have to cycle through a lot of taco options before getting to Jack in the Box tacos. That's just how it is.
So let's say, he says, don't say more Renegades. What would you advise him to do? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, the honest to goodness answer is these Lucid X Escapes that are sitting in front of us, and that's not an ad that we planned or anything.
#ad. No,
but it's true. The Lucid X Escape fits perfectly in that spot between the Escape and the Getaway. When we made the Getaway, the idea was for it to be like kind of that stable Escape. And it turned out to be even a little bit more stable than that, and we love the flight of that. But this Lucid X Escape fits perfectly in between the two. That's what you should check out, I think.
Excellent.
They're good.
They're good. I'm just going to keep throwing my Renegades. So I got them. I'm going to throw them.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Disc Golf Answer Man. We had a good time. Remember, guys, Winter Marksman League is starting up. Dynamic Discs /WML. Veterans for Vets is going to kick off November 1st. That's at veteranforvets.com. And join us for the cause of raising awareness for men's prostate and testicular cancer and men's suicide prevention by joining our team at Movember. You can go to movember.co/DGAM and join our team. We're going to have some fun with it, guys, to raise awareness for it. Stick around on YouTube for the after show, but our audio listeners, we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. We out.
Hey, by the way, if you want to find us on iTunes.
Oh, yeah, I always forget that. If you want to find us on iTunes.
Actually, one more plug. I'm sorry. I forgot about this.
Halt.
I've started a new podcast called On the Call. And during that, I reach out to some of our sports top professionals and talk to them about the mental side of disc golf. Oh. A bunch of you guys have asked about where you can find that podcast. As of right now, it's a part of the Disc Golf Answer Man podcast. So if you search Disc Golf Answer Man, and it's not video, it's only audio. If you search Disc Golf Answer Man on iTunes podcasts, on Spotify, on Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find it there. I would love if you'd give that a listen. So far we've had Chris Clemens, we've had Calvin Heimberg, and I have recorded an episode with AJ Risley, but I've got a couple of others in the works lately that I think you guys will like a lot. If you're interested at all in the mental side of disc golf, in the mental game, mental toughness, that's a lot of what I'm asking about these players for. So please go and check that out. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. We would love to see more of those. That helps us rank higher so that more people can listen to the show. But check out On the Call. And if you have feedback for me, you can reach out to me at JRobertMcCall on Instagram is probably the best way to get a hold of me, and help you out.
All right, so I'm looking through Instagram for the winners for the Air Sheriff on tagging me with the screenshots, and we'll give that away here in a little bit. I'll reach out to you on Instagram and let you know, but we're going to end this podcast. See you guys. All right, we're going to take a quick break. YouTube, hang tight, YouTubers. Hang tight for just a little bit more. We'll get
Missing
to
Letter.
your question.
Calvin episode is up, and he's the man. I like him.
So we got a few people. I'm going to select a winner here. This person will win. Moore said 1847. I'm going to message you. See if it'll let me. Loading. Pay. Here we go. I'm going to say hello to Morst 1847. That way we'll create a connection there. And if you're still watching, check your Instagram DMs, and we'll talk about how to get the Air Sheriff out to you. Everybody like the video. Yes, thank you, Tanner. Remind everybody to like our video. That helps us rank in YouTube. We got good questions coming in. Any good questions coming in? Everybody's talking disc golf on here. That's cool. So let me talk a little bit about what else have we got to talk about? What can we talk about? Let's talk about Incarcerated. That was a really cool event. 18 holes set up in the old Joliet prison. They broke it up into 5 different times. You could show up on Saturday 9, 12, and 3, or Sunday at 9 and 12, and throw within the walls of the old Joliet prison. What was I saying? I shouldn't read a question while I'm thinking. A lot of people I had heard were afraid that it was going to be just a pitch and putt course, but that's totally untrue. There are a lot of holes where you had to really get on it, but you had to still be technical with your shots because they were able to put a lot of challenges and obstacles in the way, which was really cool. Did you ever do the giveaway for I really love listening to the DeGam podcast? You should check it out. Giveaway at the end of the after show that one time. I don't remember. I'll have to look back. I know I sent out some discs the other day for some giveaways, but I don't remember if I did that. Oh, maybe I didn't do that one either. I'll have to reach out to someone for that one too. Thank you for reminding me. I'll reach out to this person right here for the other.
Spam and taters.
Spam and taters. I'll say hello, and when he replies back, we will get a prize out for him.
Ooh, Chad Baird says, Torchies KC, what are the odds of you having a private table for top fans? Fantastic idea. I think it was Chaser on Facebook, or somebody on Facebook asked if Torchies has publicly acknowledged our effect on them getting more stores in Kansas. And they haven't yet.
Not yet.
We assume that our check is in the mail. It's hard to know.
I'm sure it's being discussed at headquarters daily.
Yes. All right. Hit that record. I've got a couple things to talk about.
All right, everybody.
Welcome to You go ahead. It's fine. It's fine. You go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Sit back, relax, as I welcome you to the after show.
We out here. See, Blake said it in the chat.
All right, welcome to the after show here for Disc
I
Golf
like
Answer
that people
Man.
say we out here still.
You like that?
It's good. It's fun.
So this is where we just kind of talk, answer questions on the YouTube chat and other topics. And it may be disc golf. It may not be disc golf.
Yes.
But you said you did have something you wanted to make sure that we brought up.
Doc Zen put a comment in the chat. He said, "Bobby versus Robert arm wrestling. Who wins?" And then somebody else said, "Bobby versus Robert. Anything is must-watch TV," which is funny. We should get into more competitions. Although, Doc, I'll just go ahead and settle that argument for you right now. Bobby's got me. I'm telling you.
We should do a queso, chips and queso. Who can eat the most?
Okay, you're starting off at a disadvantage. I have
just by the mere mention of it.
No, because I have just.
You have two stomachs. One is strictly for queso.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, it's dedicated. Like I don't really eat that much otherwise, but when chips and queso comes, it's over. But anyway, Doc, I have been at the gym with Bobby multiple times. I have done a lot of the same exercises that he does. On the whole, I think he lifts more than I do. I would not be surprised if he beat me in an arm wrestling contest.
Someone says, are these giveaways on Instagram? Yes, Mega Mark. These are typically on Instagram. We typically have you do screenshots for fun.
Hey, speaking of Instagram, we've been doing a new thing on Instagram called #FreeDiscFriday. On Free Disc Friday, I go through, well, it's actually throughout the week that I keep up with it. But because I'm the marketing director here now, I spend a lot more time with our social media, checking on posts and responses, responding to people's comments and questions, things like that. And we have a ton of people that tag us on social media, both at Dynamic Discs, #Dynamic Discs, # some of our products and things like that. And so each week I go through and find somebody who's tagged us with a disc or a product or something like that, and usually just send them another one of them just as part of our appreciation for them. So if you haven't done so already, when you go to tag us on Instagram, on Facebook, places like that, if you'd use the hashtag Dynamic Discs, at Dynamic Discs, and then hashtag Free Disc Friday, I would love to have some more Disc Golf Answer Man listeners be the recipients of Free Disc Friday.
All right, let's get to some of these questions. Is the GAM fam going to see Zombieland? I don't know.
Probably not.
I wasn't big into the first one. Is this like part 2 or is this a remake?
I don't remember the last time I went to a movie in the theater.
I was looking your way, Anthony, but I was not talking to you. Sorry.
I truly don't remember the last time I went to a movie in the theater.
Right, I don't remember.
It's been a long time.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, if it ends up on like HBO or Netflix or something like that, I might watch it. Let's see.
Missing Letter says the only reason I say we out here is because of Disc Golf Answer Man. Blake says it's his new go-to phrase. Jerome, fantastic idea. We need we out here stamp discs.
Boom, we're on it.
Disc, dude, think about this.
Bobby, do they create a new mold for Lucid X Suspects? How much more stable is it compared to the original? No, they do not create a new mold. It is a new plastic. The Lucid X plastic has been out for a while. What do we just put? We out there right here. It's a new plastic that makes the plastic the plastic itself is a little more stiff, and it is a little more stable. I have not thrown the Lucid X Suspect, but I believe you have. How much more overstable is it compared to the regular Suspect or to a Lucid?
It is more stable for sure. It's like a tick more stable than a Lucid Suspect out of the box. And if you find one that's a little bit on the slightly domier side, even more stable than that. So, yeah, they're very good. You're going to enjoy. That's it.
That's it. Where are we going up to the questions? What do we got?
Let's see.
I'm designing a 9-hole course at my daughter's school. They are worried about mowing around the baskets. Any tricks you've seen that's easy, cheap to do to help with maintenance?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that
that's a good McCabe question.
Yeah. I mean, if they're doing a riding mower, it shouldn't be too hard to get close without messing with the baskets. But yeah, I think McCabe would know better than I would.
Will they drop any more of those Halloween escapes?
As of right now, no. We sold through those really, really quickly. I think we assumed that they would do pretty well just because it's a cool disc and kind of a crazy stamp, but they went really, really, really quickly. So we do still have the Grim Reaper Rivers and the Biohazard Kings available. Oh, as well as the Chameleon VIPX Warships. Those are sick.
Caleb wants to know any restrictions when it comes to DD sponsored players and expressing their faith.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Any restrictions when it comes to DD sponsored players and expressing their faith?
No restrictions for the most part, unless sponsored players are getting out there and saying abrasive things or intentionally trying to be offensive to people. Most of the time, we don't spend a whole lot of time trying to censor their speech or anything like that.
Tommy Leung? No.
Hey, Tommy, tell us how you pronounce your last name.
Put it phonetically in the chat.
Please tell us, because
is it Leung, or is it just Long?
No, I can tell you what it isn't is Le Jean.
Le Jean?
It's not French. Tommy, please type it in the chat, please. We need it.
It's probably like weird, like the J, like the L silent. It's Jung or something.
Yeah, that could be true. So wait for it. Some people said laying down mulch around the baskets helps to not have to mow as much. It's a good idea. Missing Letter says, how would you say the Lucid X Suspect compares to a Harp? I think Suspect is normally straighter than a Harp, right? Yes, that's true. The Lucid X is closer in stability to a Harp than I think it is to just a normal Suspect. They're pretty comparable, yeah.
Let's see. Clint wants to know, is Jones East super busy and long wait to play during GBO? It definitely is if we're doing one of our C tiers out there, because those can get pretty busy. People wanting to play the C tier.
Yeah, they get after it.
So I would say that day. The other days kind of depends, I guess, leading up to the event. As we get closer, there's probably more people out there practicing, so there might be a wait. I don't know what you would say the long wait is. But there are a lot of courses out here. There's a lot of courses out here, so hopefully that keeps people busy.
Yeah, for
sure.
We
are here. That's how I'm going to start saying it now. We are here.
Yeah.
Bobby,
but please don't say it like that.
Okay, Bobby, no Green Country Open for you. Nope, I decided not to play the Green Country Open. It is this weekend. I am, however, going to drive down to Bartlesville for the weekend and go see my grandkids. They are having a little fall festival on the land where they were having the Green Country Open. So I am going to be able to see people. I'm going to take my granddaughter Briley to that so we can have some fun out there.
Nice. Let's see. Chad says, what will I miss? What's the one thing that I'll miss the most not being team manager anymore? I think just being in contact with the players as often as I was. I've still talked to quite a few of the players since taking on this job, but they're just like, as much as, AJ and Eric and Zach and Clemens, Castro, Tina, Paige, I'm going to leave some of them out just because I'm on the spot at this point, but I loved getting to talk to them as much as I did, and they were. We had a sponsor-player relationship, but for a lot of us, like, we have a really good friendship as well, and so just in the old role, I had built-in time where I could just call them and chat about stuff. A lot of times it was about business stuff, but we developed a relationship as a result, and I don't know. I have a great amount of respect, and I just like a lot of those people. So miss getting to talk to them quite as much, but I still talk to them pretty frequently.
Let's see. I want to do a haunted round sometime, have a glow putter as the required disc, and scare the crap out of people as they play. Okay.
Nice.
Had to jump out. What type of good affordable cameras do you recommend for recording yourself throwing and for rounds with friends? So these questions are always tricky. I do get these questions from time to time where people say, hey, tell me about a good affordable, or give me a cheap camera, or they'll say, hey, what camera do you recommend? And remember, I'm not on a Hollywood budget. Well, I don't know what affordable means to some people. Someone might think $100 is too much. Some people might think $1,000 is within the realm, and it's not too out of the realm of possibility. So really, the old camera saying that I actually listened to a podcast from Rich Rollins? It's a really good podcast on creativity. Well, I've only listened to one episode, but the podcast is Rich Roll. That was recommended to me, and I'm listening to one on Chase Jarvis, and he coined the phrase, the best camera is the camera you have with you. And so that's going to be my answer. The best one is the one you have with you, which is typically your phone. Now, if you've got a smartphone that's got a decent camera on, there is nothing wrong with putting that on a little tripod, getting a little holder, little mount, and put it on the tripod, and putting it on there and filming yourself. You can record 4K with this thing. So there's that. Some people I see a lot of GoPros. So depending on, that Walmart has the basic GoPro for $199, or you can go all the way up to the most latest one for, I believe, either $399 or $499, and you can record with that. What I typically tell people is the one I started out was the Canon Vixia line. Very good camera, and they're typically it was no longer than, what's that, 6 inches, 7 inches?
Something like that.
And then, not very big round. I can't remember it was small, but it was a Canon Vixia line, and so I would look up to there, and they have those from all the way from, I think, $200 all the way up to $1,200, I believe, at least they used to, in the Vixia line. So depending on how much you can afford, you go for it there.
Yes.
What's your favorite kind of cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory? Yes.
Ooh, dang.
Which one's my favorite? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It is hard for me to avoid anything that is both peanut butter and chocolate. And they have like a Reese's type cheesecake there, and it's ridiculous. Now, I will say, if offered a good peanut butter pie, like with a graham cracker crust and chocolate drizzled over it, I would prefer that over a peanut butter chocolate cheesecake, but not by much.
My ex-sister-in-law used to make a really good peanut butter chocolate pie.
Dude.
So good.
I'm about it. Let's see. Frederick asks, who is replacing Robert as team manager? What tasks is Robert taking on in the future? Frederick, the people who have taken on the job that I was doing are Eric McCabe and Brian Shintaku. Eric is going to be the team manager for Dynamic Discs. Team Dynamic Discs is also going to, he's currently doing that. He's also going to continue doing his course design work. So he's got a lot on his plate, but he's doing very well with it so far. And then Brian Shintaku is the team manager for Team Latitude 64 and Team Westside Discs. Brian's familiar with all of those players up to this point, and so he's hit the ground running definitely. And then they are supported by Denise Cameron, who is, I think she's here part-time during the week. And she's in a team support role, so making sure that if either of those guys is out of town, that people can get taken care of. She's good about organizing things and things like that. And so those are the people who are going to take over the team portion of things. What I'm doing now is I'm the marketing director here at Dynamic Discs, and so that means I spend a lot more time with our social media. I have a little bit more freedom for media obligations when it comes time for commentary or shooting videos with these guys, things like that. Along with that, I've been taking kind of a deep dive into our sales tactics that we use online, where we advertise, how we advertise, that sort of stuff. So without getting too much in depth, that's kind of what I do. So
is the new cooler backpack from the update episode an actual Commander, or is it just Commander-like? That is an excellent question. It is an actual Commander. There was some adjustments made to it to make it be able to have the height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit taller on the bottom part
for the actual cooler, but and then there's an extra what they call it, a gusset?
Putter pouch up top.
I believe the word was gusset, I think. Anyway, yes, there's a net. So other than that, pretty much a commander.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam says, I tend to naturally putt with a hyzer release, but I want to release it flat. Should I just accept that I putt with hyzer or keep trying to putt flat? Any tips? Sam, I feel that. I putt with hyzer all the time. And I've tried to putt flat, and I do not do very well with it. I will say it's important to have some sort of flat putt. I almost said fat putt. Don't do that. Flat putt for
fat putt
for windy situations. So the best thing that you can do if you're trying to putt a little bit flatter and you putt on hyzer is think about when you're getting ready to release your putt, instead of releasing your hand out and kind of pointing toward the basket like you're shaking hands, think about popping your fingers up, right? When you do that, it's going to tend to pop the middle of the disc up and bring the right edge down a little bit. Most of the time when I'm trying to putt a little bit flatter, that's what helps me. Especially if I'm trying to putt on Anheuser, I really think about popping those fingers up instead of straight out. That helps me some.
There's another question I was going to answer, but now I can't find it.
Is there a good alternative to using Facebook to organize and communicate within a disc golf club? Too keen? Not that I really know of right now. I mean
that's
Discord is a thing.
It's the nature of the beast.
Yep. Discord is good if people are going to get into it, but really it's just whatever place that people are going to get on the most and stay active on.
Here's a word of advice though. You have to be real careful because you can't rely on posting something in Facebook and thinking that's all I need to do. You need to probably post multiple times and maybe multiple places, maybe to an email list that you have of your club or the people that are signed up to play your event and the Facebook page. The reason being is that Facebook is constantly working their buzzword algorithm so that to work it to their advantage. So you may think I'm going to put it on Facebook and everybody sees it, when only 10 to 15% of people seeing it. So you cannot rely on that and say, well, I posted it on Facebook, you should have seen it. No, I don't think that's a good strategy to go with. So in this day and age of communication and people getting their information from multiple places, it is a good idea to have multiple places for you to put out information.
Yeah. Here's a few good questions in a row. Missing Letter says, Robert, is that the new hand-eye rain jacket? I have one in the mail.
Yeah.
How are you liking it? Missing Letter, let me tell you a little story about this. I saw these come into the distribution center, and I was like, yo, I need that.
Need it.
But as employees, we're not supposed to shop from the distribution center. We're just supposed to shop from the retail store. A lot of times I'll see something come in, and it looks cool. By the time it gets over to the retail store, they're sold through my size or whatever because I just forget about it. I was watching the live shopping last Thursday with Jackie.
And Jackie was wearing it too.
She was wearing this, and I was like, yo. Are those in the store right now? And they said yes. And I, not a joke, stopped what I was doing, drove to the retail store, purchased this, one of only a couple of mediums, and drove back. That's how much I like this rain jacket. So to answer your question, I like it very much. Now, as far as its ability to keep rain out, don't know about that. Haven't used it in the rain and probably won't.
Give me some water.
It's more of like a no. That's water. Please do not throw any of that on me though. But I don't think it's intended to be like waterproof. It's more of just like a windbreaker, but also it just looks awesome. So that's why I got it. Daniel says, Robert, this is how I know you're a good person. Chocolate plus peanut butter equals life. Yes, that's correct. Thank you. And I'm glad that's all it takes for you to know that I'm a good person. That's funny.
You got peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter.
Freysa Jacobs says, while caddying, I watched the guy on the card toss his junior/mini at his disc, buzzing the basket after he missed. My friend and another guy weren't sure if they should call him out for extra throws.
Yes.
This came up the other day, not the other day, a little while back during GBO when Paige and Katrina were playing the island hole. Katrina missed and threw her mini. She was given a courtesy violation, and so we went to try to find the rule where it says you can't throw a mini or junior size disc, and I could not find that rule. So the only thing that I could say is that you might give them a courtesy violation for throwing stuff, or a warning at least. But I don't think you can stroke them as I read the rules. I could be wrong, that's where I came to on it. I wish you could, because that's ridiculous.
You couldn't even give them a...
You can give them a warning, just for courtesy.
Right, but what if they do it again? Then
you could stroke them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so what you're saying is you can't give them a stroke right then and there. You have to at least give them a warning.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not on the first one. Gotcha. Okay, here's the one that I've been wanting to get to for a second. Caleb Corey says, if a sponsored junior loses interest in disc golf but still wants to be sponsored, how would you guys deal with that? Okay, Caleb, hold on one moment.
Uh-oh. Keep It Real glasses going on in the after show.
All right, Caleb. So we have sponsored players on our team, both juniors and non-juniors alike. And part of being a sponsored player is holding up your end of the deal, which is, playing some tournaments, doing some promotion, running some clinics, events, whatever you did to get on the team and whatever is expected of you is holding up your end of the deal. It happens a lot where people lose interest in disc golf, whether they are moving on to a different hobby or they are in a different life, I guess a different time of life where they don't have as much time for disc golf or they just don't care about it as much. And we totally understand that. People change, I am way more interested in disc golf than I was 15 years ago. But once Shay and I have children, I probably won't get to play as much because that's how it is. You just don't have as much time, right? So people in life stages change. But just because I want to be sponsored doesn't mean that I should be sponsored.
What? Just because I want to get paid $1 million a year doesn't mean that I should get paid $1 million a year?
And I'm not going to speak for Eric and Brian to say what their decisions would be in a situation like this, but a sponsorship is kind of like a mini job, right? You are given product allocation, that sort of stuff. And in return, it's an agreement that you're going to promote that by playing tournaments, running events, things like that. And if I'm unable to hold up my end of the bargain as the player, why should I expect to be paid like I am? I shouldn't, right?
Right.
One of the problems, I don't think this is you or anything like that. I've heard people talk about this before. One of the problems that we have with sponsored players, and I don't just mean this for DD. I mean, I've seen this in a lot of sponsored players in a lot of different companies, is that there's a certain sense of entitlement that comes with sponsorship where somebody says I deserve this because I've earned this level. But the thing is, you kind of have to continue to do things in order to be worthy of getting free stuff from somebody. It's just like if Bobby made a video one time and we were like, dude, that's a sick video, Bobby. That was so cool. And he was like, thank you. Now continue to pay me my salary for 10 years.
Off that one video.
Yes. You have to continue to
I'll take it. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was an offer.
This is like at the beginning of Shark Tank when they said no offers are being solicited from the studio audience or whatever. That's this. No offers are being given today.
Okay.
But in order to be a sponsored player, you have to do what's expected of you continually, right? Not just once, not just when you want to, but continually. So,
okay, so
good one.
Here we got our answer. Tommy has been helping us out with the pronunciation of his name.
I can't wait.
He said, "Let me just say Zhang."
Zhang, okay.
And then who somebody asked if it was a Chaser says with a hard long J, or does the J sound like a Y as in young? And then Tommy retorts and says
Oh, young, okay.
Like young in the beginning, so soft J, I guess. So Tommy Leon.
No, just young.
Oh, it's just young.
Yeah. It's
so
not
the L is silent.
Le Young. Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's still not French, I tell you that. Les gens.
I bet you there's a little French in there.
I doubt it.
Probably.
Thank you for the pronunciation answer. I am very excited that we got that sorted out.
Absolutely.
Let's see. What else we got?
I thought there was a good one in here, and I can't remember what it was.
Ooh, here's a good one from Deadhead Josh. He says, so I'm in the process of spending way too much money grabbing all these Chameleon discs that have come out. And we thank you for that, Deadhead Josh. While shopping, I came across a disc that seemed intriguing to me, the Bite from Latitude. Is it worth bagging? I think the Bite is awesome for that kind of right outside of the range you feel comfortable putting, but where you don't really want to throw an approach. For me, that's 100 feet, 100 to like 130. I could run and jump putt and maybe get it close, but my wrist just isn't that awesome for something like that. What I've used the bite for, I've used the Beetle from Latitude 64 as well, is to kind of give that a chain high run because it's so slow that once it gets to the basket, it usually doesn't like blow by it a whole lot. So if you're interested in checking one out, I think they're definitely worth checking out. If for nothing else than just to have a catch disc before your round, just something good to warm up with.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to cut it short here on the After Show show. What happened?
Nothing.
Oh, well, we've been going for a good half hour, or a little bit more, maybe a little less, about a half hour. We're going to cut it here so I can work on this and also work on the Imparcerated video. I want to get that out as soon as possible, so that I can move on to other projects we have going on.
Okay.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the questions, YouTubers. We appreciate that. Make sure you are subscribed. We hit the 44,000 mark. That means we have another one at 45. But I got to give away the stuff at the 44K mark. I'll probably do that video tomorrow. So along with some other videos I got to get done. Thank you guys again so much. We will see you on the next Disc Golf Answer Man and Disc Golf Answer Man After Show.
Hey, and check out On the Call, please. Thank you.